it's Everything Shay and welcome back to my channel. Today this video will be geared more towards pre-nursing or anyone who is considering applying to a RN or BSN program. So I will be going over the basic requirements for applying to those programs and also how to increase your chances of getting accepted. Last thing, so I am currently doing a giveaway which will end on the 8th of November. All you have to do is subscribe to my channel, comment down below telling me about your nursing journey, and also follow me on Instagram. So if you like what you see so far, continue watching this video and let's get to it, y'all. Okay, so the first step for applying to a registered nursing program is to just simply do your research. Figure out what is that school's application deadline, what is their GPA requirements, and also what additional classes will you have to take in order to apply to their program. Some nursing programs require you to take nutrition, medical terminology, pathophysiology, or even pharmacology before entering into their nursing program. So it's important for you to do your research. Also, download the student handbook for that program. See what happens if you fail out of a nursing course. Will that school allow you to go ahead and retake that class? Will you have to sit out? Failing out of nursing school can make it really difficult for you to apply to another program. Some programs may even make you wait up to 5 years before you can even apply to theirs. Attend an information session. That way you can get the answers to the questions that you are having. Also, you want to ask them, do they have any NCLEX specialists or any type of support staff that will help the students be successful in their classes and ultimately pass the NCLEX? Because we all know if you don't pass the NCLEX, then you will not be able to practice as a nurse. Okay, so now that you have a sense of what each nursing program is asking you to have, now you are ready for step 2, which are your prerequisites. So your prerequisites consist of your general education courses and also your nursing science courses. For your general education courses, these are typically classes that every college student has to take. So no matter what program you are interested in applying to, so you can be doing nursing, you can be doing accounting, kinesiology, regardless, you still have to take these general education courses. And these courses consist of your English, your math, which could be for nursing, college algebra, and statistics. Also, you may have to take lifespan and development, history, all those type of courses. And if you are a high school student, I do recommend you do, you take any dual credit classes that your school may offer you in high school. That way that can kind of cut back on the time frame that you may have to complete your nursing degree. So I do recommend that to complete any dual credit that your school may offer you. Also, for your nursing science classes, this will consist of anatomy and physiology 1 and 2, chemistry, microbiology, I often say microphysiology, but microbiology, and some schools may even require you to take organic chemistry or even physics. But for sure, you will have to take A&P, chemistry, and microbiology for sure. Okay, so the next step that I would like to discuss is your GPA. Now, your GPA is one of the most important things that schools look at when you do apply to their nursing program. So it is important that you try to keep your GPA as high as it can be when you are taking your prerequisites. Now, some schools do look at 2 separate GPAs. The first GPA can be your cumulative GPA, and the second GPA can only be your science GPA. Now, if that's the case, then your cumulative GPA may not have to be as high as your science GPA. So you may be able to apply to their program with a 3.3 cumulative GPA, and also have a 3.75 science GPA. Now, if it's a school that only looks at your cumulative GPA, then of course you want to make sure your cumulative GPA is a lot higher. So I would recommend a 3.6 and up for your cumulative GPA. Of course, this do depend on the type of school that you are applying to, and it also depends on the type of students who are applying for that term. Some schools may be more competitive than others, and some schools may not be as competitive. So it just depends on the school's requirements and what type of students are applying for that term. Keep in mind that if you are applying to a school that only accepts a small number of students, then just try to aim as close to a 4.0 as you can, because more than likely, since they only accept a small number of students, then they are probably more likely to accept the students with the higher stats. Now, if it's a school that accepts a lot more students, maybe like over 100 students, then your GPA may not have to be as high. Okay, so most nursing programs requires their students to complete a standardized testing, and these tests consist of the HESI or the TEAS exam. These tests are used to predict how well the student will perform in the nursing program. So if you are someone whose GPA wasn't as high as you wanted, or you're not that confident about your GPA, then making a really high score on your HESI or your TEAS exam can really boost your chances of getting accepted to nursing school. Also, be sure that you check your school's immunization requirements, because some of these immunizations may take up to 6 months to complete. So you want to make sure that you have all of your vaccines completed before your application deadline, because you don't want that to delay your graduation time, and you don't want this to be the reason why your application was disqualified. So make sure you have all of that completed. I also recommend that you have a blood titer completed. That way you can determine which diseases that you are still immune to. Sometimes vaccines that you received when you were a child, those antibodies may wear off over a certain amount of time. So you may think you are immune to something, but you really aren't. So I think it's best to get that blood titer done so you can truly know what you are immune to, and update that as needed. Also, many programs do not mention this until after you have been accepted, but you want to make sure that you have health insurance, because if you don't have health insurance, then you won't be able to start your clinicals. So be sure that you have health insurance. If you don't have it at the moment, then there's Obamacare, which you have to sign up for during a certain period, I believe right before the end of the year. Or you can also check with your school to see what type of insurance they may offer the students, or see if they have any places that they can refer you to. So just keep that in mind. You do have to have insurance, and that's something that you also want to be working on before you get accepted. Okay, so now it's time for you to submit your application. So before you submit your application, you want to make sure you go through that checklist and make sure you have everything completed, because one thing can disqualify you. So you want to make sure you have everything completed, and then you can also go to your admissions advisor to have them look over it as well to make sure you have everything completed. Now, if it's a school that requires you to have a letter of recommendation, then you should be able to get that from your professor. Now, I will say, while you are taking your prerequisites, that is the time for you to communicate with your professors. Even if it's something small, just send them an email about a simple question. Even if you know the answer to it, send them an email. Participate in class, that way the professor know who you are, and they can say, oh, she was a great student, or he was a great student, she always participated, she scored really high on my exams. You want to actually get to know your professors and let them get to know you as a student. So just reach out to your professors. Y'all play the game. You gotta build that rapport with your professor. So do that. Also, some schools may require you to have a resume. If you are someone who don't have that much experience related to nursing, then you need to be volunteering somewhere. I would recommend to have at least no less than 50 hours of volunteer service. I know some hospitals, a lot of hospitals require you to commit to 100 hours, which it may sound like a lot, but really you can complete 100 hours in 1 month. So, especially if you are someone, let's say your GPA or your HESI or T score wasn't as high, then you need to be completing a lot of volunteer hours so you can boost your chances of getting accepted. Because anything less than 50, then I would be like, girl, what? That's like the bare minimum to me. Okay, y'all, so that's it for this video. I hope you guys found this video beneficial. If you have any questions, just leave it down in the comment section and I will be sure to reply back. Y'all, I know y'all can see my face is oily. I have been trying to do this video all day, but that's okay because I like doing videos for y'all. But y'all, I guess I'll see y'all in the next video, and y'all take care. Bye, y'all.